Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Bloodthirsty Thursday. Yes, folks, it is almost TGIF. Yes, yes, yes. First and foremost, I do hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of you every Monday through Friday, permitting my schedule, and then, of course, major holidays. And then also do me a ginormous favor and check out the information in the description box. There is more information on the daily film, such as your brief synopsis, your starring cast, director, runtime of the cut I am watching, MPAA rating if there is one that exists. Which, let's face it, folks, most of the movies I review have no rating whatsoever, and that's perfectly okay with all of us, I'm sure. And then what else? What else do I put in there? I put on some trivia if there's anything worthwhile of mentioning, and then of course a link for either a trailer or a scene from the movie itself, which is pretty rare when I don't have one or the other. Yesterday was a bit of a toughie to try to find a trailer or a scene, but I did find that scene for you. Today is a little different. I definitely have the trailer for you. It is in 100% intact glory from sovhorror.com. Please do check out their stuff, guys. Before I get any further on into the movie, SOVHorror.com is definitely in not desperate, but they're in dire need of people to come over and check out their product. I hope that each and every one of you do take note from today and then go over there and check out some stuff. They got a little bit of everything to fulfill every horror fan's needs. They got stuff from super low budget, like kids, teenagers making it, to grown-ups making super low budget movies. They're all just amazing gems. I haven't seen every single thing on his line, but I've seen 70% of it, and I like every single thing that I've got. I cannot say anything bad about the company. They do a tip-top job from beginning to end when it comes to their products, and I absolutely love and adore them for that. And so please, guys, definitely hop on over to sovhorror.com. I put the link in the description box for you as well. They do all kinds of things. They don't just do movies. They have all kinds of merch in there as well. Like they have like shirts, hoodies, hats. I think there's even a pillow or two in there or something like that. There's coffee mugs. There's all kinds of stuff. So definitely check that out, guys. I would really, really, really love that if you did. It'd do me a huge favor on that for that. Now that I got that out of the way, let's move on to the film of the day. And like I said, this came from sovhorror.com, and this is none other than 2013's Stoinky Beach, set in 1986? Yes, 1986. This is a absolute fun movie. I love it from beginning to end. It's got your normal faces from all the Warlock videos. Everybody that I guess you would say the normal faces. One of my favorites that they throw in there is Dutch Hogan. Every time I see him on TV, I just smile, and it brings me lots of joy. Whether it be whether it be Death a Lantern or DBQ. The guy is just fun in everything that he's in. Or was he in DBQ? I can't remember. But either way, he did a number of the Warlock stuff, which I am an absolute fan of their films. I had never seen a single one of them until Tony Masiello over there re-released these. I'd never even heard of them. So definitely do yourself a huge favor and go out of the box a little bit and check out Stoinky Beach. It's not a horror movie. It's a comedy, just to let you know, with an alien in it. And there is a decapitation, but the decapitation is so silly it makes you giggle from beginning to end. This is not a super serious movie by any means. This is 100% very hammed up, very hokey, very intentional corn cheese going on here, and it's just glorious. Now, as far as what do we got here for the release itself, like I said, this is from sovhorror.com. Inside you get a nice little flyer that has some of the other titles that they carry, which honestly I have each and every one of those on there, and all of them are very good. My favorites are Metal Noir, Spirit Gallery, and Mr. Ice Cream Man. And Dingleberries is absolutely a blast. Death of Lantern's a blast. IBQ's a blast. Honestly, every single thing on here is awesome. I was going to do Happy Holidays, but then I stopped myself and said, no, we're going to do something different today, Matthew, and we're going to do a comedy, and we're going to do this one. Now, as far as special features go, oh, by the way, this is a DVD-R, just to let you know that, folks. Since it is such a small independent label, it's much more cost effective to do DVD-R. So if you're in here for standard issue pressed DVDs, you're not going to get them from Tony. He flat out, the label can't afford that right now. Maybe someday, let's hope so, that you guys pick up their stuff and someday they can. But for now, they're DVD-R. So keep that in mind if your player is a little finicky on those. Now, as far as special features go, there's a ton of special features in here. There's a behind-the-scenes cast interview that is set in 1986, which is absolutely a blast. You get to see some of the things that they tested for, or like the I guess the test runs of things when they were doing the outtakes and stuff like that. It's absolutely a blast, from beginning to end. And then in this, you got a interview with Chris Seaver in there. Who else do you got in there? You got trailers galore. That is the one thing that I just was blowing my mind. And then there's two other interviews as well on top of Chris Seaver's ones. There are two other stars from the movie itself. So keep that in mind for when you do go to check this out. It does have some special features for you as well. So don't think you're getting skimped out on that end. And plus he does these fun like retro covers for these Warlock ones, which I've really, really liked. Now, as far as what is this movie about? It's about a group of friends that the main guy in this, played by Jamal McQuaid, not his real name, but either way, Jamal McQuaid, him and his girlfriend just broke up, or she just broke up with him, and she is the finest piece of tail in town. So he's a little bit heartbroken. So I don't blame the guy. I've seen her, and she's smoking hot. I mean, she is heartbroken over this breakup, and a couple of her friends, gal pal friends, are there with her, and they're talking about little things that they should do. And of course, the gal pals suggest going out and boning, finding a dude to bone, which is usually what happens in those in those situations. But either way, you flip flop it to the other side to Jamal McQuaid's character, and the same thing is going on with him. His buddies are trying to get him to go out and do the same exact thing, go out and find a girl and bone, have some sexy humpy time, some of that fun stuff. But either way, they both are set out for are out for the same intentions, except for they're both a little bit hesitant in it, especially the girl. She Ariel, that's her name. Rick is played by Jamal, but after Ariel breaks up, Rick is a little timid, I would say. Not as much as Ariel. Ariel doesn't really seem too interested, other than going and hanging out and having a good time, Excuse me, while trying not to sulk in the past too much over her breakup with Rick. So they both end up in separate they both end up there separately. They don't come together, all of them. But they all end up in Stoinky Beach, which is the happiest, partiest beach in town. They go there, and there's constant party going on. There's all kinds of hot bitchin' babes. There's lots and lots of skin and PG-13 skin. You don't see any boobies in here, unfortunately. That is the one downfall to this entire movie, is I didn't get to see one boob, but but you do get to see a butt. It's what is the alien's name here? Blumpy, Blumpy or Blimpy or something like that. You get to see his butt, which basically what happens is this alien comes to Earth, and he's set out to help Eric get back with, or Rick, it's not Eric, Rick get back with his ex Ariel. It is a very very edgy comedy, you know. It pushes the boundaries. They say things that you shouldn't say, but that's what brings the joy of Stoinky Beach, or Warlock in general. They say some of the most wonkiest, funniest shit that you can ever think to say. They make funny faces. Blumpy, his face, he got a face where it's twisted and he talks like this. Oh, it's absolutely hilarious. Everybody loves to eat Blumpy's poop. It is supposed to be the most glorious thing ever, like chocolate cake, as Dutch Hogan says at one point. Which, by the way, Dutch Hogan and the other guy, I forget his name right now, but they would do their classic high fives, which I absolutely love. And of course, there's always that music that's snuck into the Warlock movies that really might be questionable of being there, but it's snuck in there and it works perfectly. Like, there is definitely one from a very huge band that they snuck in here, and it works perfectly. When you watch the movie, you'll find out right away, or you'll find out about 10 minutes into the movie. Which, by the way, this is only a 36-minute short feature, so keep that in mind. You're not going to be spending a long time watching this one. It keeps its story going nice and steady, so there's not really any lulls in it. So now we're back to Ariel. Let me get back to her. Ariel is out there with her friends, and her friends find this beefcake that everybody thinks is the studliest man of all. He's wearing these crazy cool sunglasses, suspenders, and he talks like this, and he's such a tough, cool guy, and everybody wants to be with this man meat, things like that. The guy is absolutely hilarious. Every character in here is hilarious, but her friends are trying to hook Ariel up with this dude. She's not interested. He's totally into it, which I understand because she's hot. Ariel is smoking hot. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers. I'm just saying. Fuck my life. Anyways, Matt. I'm just joking around, guys. No, it's an absolute blast. He is trying to get hooked up with her, and she doesn't want anything to do with that. Rick eventually finds out, and he gets a little upset. They eventually go to this bitchin' party at a pool party, and there's a band there, and they do the Stoinky Beach song, and it's you get to see like the friends, Rick's friends hook up with the other girls, and you get to see Rick finally get back with Ariel after he has to come in and basically defend her from this meathead that's trying to get his paws all over her. And then Blumpy thankfully helps the day, and because he has magical powers, he can do things with his mind. Like, he can move things, he can change things. Like, at one point, he changes a bird into a kite. He makes things fly, like he makes sunglasses fly onto his face and things like that. It's kind of a telekinetic power, I would say, is what he has. So he makes this weed eater go. He picks up this weed whacker and he goes straight for this dude's head, this meathead's head, and it just plops right off and flies over into somebody else's lap. And the funniest part of it is the head that they're using is like sticking out, like there's a head underneath it, and it's like a lizard face, and it's got kind of partially this other mask over it that is supposed to be the meathead's face. Oh my god, I almost pissed myself laughing over that, because she shakes it, It's absolutely funny. It is one that is for the ages. Now, as far as anything else would go in the movie, it's basically them trying to get Rick and Ariel back together after a while. Blumpy finds out that he loves everybody and loves Earth, and he must go on, and he takes off at the end. Blah blah blah. Leaves them some of his magic poops for them to eat, and it is yeah. It's fun. As far as any kind of ratings would go on a technical side, I would say this thing's probably a 2 out of 5. It's not meant to be a technical masterpiece by any means. The acting works for what it is. The story works for what it is. Everything works for what it is, and that's the point of it. It boils down more to an entertainment value, and this thing is definitely a 5 out of 5 on an entertainment side. This is probably a 6 out of 10 kind of movie. It could be a little bit better, but then again, it could be way bad. This could be a complete bomb, but it's not. It's a breath of fresh air, a breath of fresh air, a breath of fresh air, because you don't get to see labels that normally go after horror genre stuff release little offbeat comedies like this. So it's kind of fun to see people do that, and I really 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 appreciate sovhorror.com for everything they've done so far, and I hope you guys are around for another year to 20 years. I really hope forever, because you guys rock. Alright, guys, I love your faces. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I got some stuff to do, so I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I got a weird one lined up for you. One that I was really hoping I'd like, but yeah, it's a mess. Alright, guys, love your faces. Peace as always.